Thank you. Flicking through any of the media today across the country, you'll find dozens of articles dedicated to the energy landscape in this country. Indeed, the world is watching as we transition to a renewable future. We're facing issues around an outdated grid, instability through intermittency of our renewables, but also ageing power generation assets. But the thing about energy, and indeed the decarbonisation of energy overall, is that the story is about a lot more than just electricity. Industry is coming to us from around the globe, primarily driven by a need for heat, and ideally heat that's not generated from gas. So from greenhouses to manufacturing, there is a demand for combined heat and power energy. The European Commission has stated that 50% of its energy is in the form of thermal energy, as opposed to 18% electricity. Just stop and take that in for a moment. Did you realise that we're using more energy in the form of heat than electricity? This is where 1414 degrees can play a role in helping to enable a world of clean energy. Our thermal energy storage system, otherwise known as a TESS, takes renewables or any generation, stores the energy in silicon at high temperatures, and then regenerates that with the use of a turbine to deliver electricity to consumers. Or at the same time, we can deliver industry to heat to industry. We've been a little over 10 years in research and development with very limited budgets, and over a 2-year period recently, we raised about $30 million. That was through seed investment and $16.3 million in an IPO, which saw us list on the stock exchange last year. We're currently strengthening and building our team from the board down, and our key focus right now is the early commercialisation. We have a team of 21 people. So this is silicon. This is what you may have found on your seat. This is the second most abundant element on Earth after oxygen. This is what makes our technology both affordable and sustainable. It's non-toxic and completely recyclable. It also happens to have a melting point of 1414 degrees, hence the name of the company. We proved our prototype in September 2016 and then quickly scaled that up to 20 times its size to commission our electrically charged TESS in December 2018, just following the IPO. Following an approach from SA Water, a water utility, we've also now developed a biogas input of this storage device, and we have just recently commissioned that at the Glenelg Wastewater Treatment Plant in partnership with SA Water. Both of these devices are approximately 10 megawatt hours each, but one of the unique features of our technology is how it scales. And industry is telling us that they have a very high demand. So we're looking at scaling this up, target of 1 gigawatt hour plus to meet the intensive needs of the industry. Our vision is to deliver energy for all at all times. Customers want reliable energy, full stop. And that is why we're building a business model that's looking at joint ventures to delivering energy solutions, not just selling devices. Whilst we do expect early revenues to come from selling devices like the gas TESS, that alone to the waste management industry could make this company a billion-dollar company. But other revenues will come from these joint ventures by selling both heat and electricity to industry, by supplying a range of grid stability services, and also trading on the electricity market. Bloomberg predicts $9.5 trillion will be invested in renewable generation by 2050. That's $300 billion a year on renewable generation, and we know it's a given that we need energy storage to firm this up. We can not only do that, but we can also help to provide heat to industry, which is a much bigger need, as we know, than electricity. Something I meant to mention too is that we're currently finishing a feasibility with Stone Award Brewery, looking at how we can displace the LPG that they use in their boilers. We are doing that in conjunction with Innova Energy, a retailer who are exploring opportunities to do a joint venture to deliver energy solutions to its customers. Additionally, we have MOUs with Nectar Farms, BE Power and AMP Control to look at smart farm greenhouse projects. So there is a vast market out there. I invite you to start thinking and talking about energy well beyond electricity, and by all means register interest in any joint ventures and follow us online. Thank you.